Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 32nd annual and first ever virtual CollegeBound Scholars Luncheon. I'm Patrice Sanders from Fox 45 News. On behalf of the CollegeBound Foundation's Board of Directors and staff, I would like to welcome all of you wherever you're tuning in as we honor the accomplishments of Baltimore City's public high school graduates, CollegeBound scholars in college, and CollegeBound alumni who are doing big things in Baltimore and beyond. Thanks to the incredible generosity of this year's sponsors, including title sponsor McDaniel College, we are able to come together today to celebrate some of the best and brightest from Baltimore City's public schools. We have valedictorians tuning in, class presidents, captains of sports teams, leaders of service organizations. We also have underclassmen who are beginning to explore their college options. These are remarkable students who have overcome unprecedented challenges over the past few months and remain on track to and through college, helped along their journeys by CollegeBound advisors, CollegeBound scholarships, and CollegeBound need-based last dollar grants. For so many of these scholars and their families, this journey to college required years of planning, extraordinary hard work, and personal sacrifice. We're here today to honor those efforts. We're also here to celebrate 32 years of CollegeBound, helping city school students to and through college. Today's virtual program is truly a celebration of Baltimore's scholars, past, present, and future. You will hear directly from scholars and see their stories in videos. You will hear from CollegeBound alumni and other CollegeBound supporters, including former Baltimore Raven, two-time Super Bowl champion, and current Baltimore area philanthropist, Torrey Smith. At the end of today's program, I believe you'll be as optimistic about Baltimore's future as I am. To kick off the program, CollegeBound board chair and CollegeBound alumna Alicia Wilson is joining us now. Hello, Alicia.
Hi, Patrice. Thank you so much again for hosting the luncheon once again this year.
Always so good to see you and to be here and be part of this. I appreciate you all inviting me back each and every year. I want to talk to you about your journey with CollegeBound. I've gotten to know you a little better over these past couple years, and I'm always amazed at all the things you do in the community, but I know that this is near and dear to your heart. Tell me about how you got started with CollegeBound.
I actually got started with CollegeBound as a ninth grader. I received a fee waiver from CollegeBound, which allowed for me to take the SAT. And for me, that was pretty transformational for my life and for my educational journey. And then probably the most significant second thing that happened to me was having someone pay for a college tour at UMBC for me and a number of students at Mervo, and meeting Freeman Rabowski, receiving a full scholarship from UMBC. Again, just transformational things that happened to me because of CollegeBound.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that. And we're talking about how far you have come. You are now in the current role as board chair of CollegeBound. So what programs or events in this past year are you particularly proud of?
I'm so proud of the fact that we were able, and our college access professionals and the entire CollegeBound team was able to transition during COVID to continue providing college counseling for our young people, that we were able to still have over 900 fee waivers like the one I received when I was in ninth grade be dispensed to young people, that we still had over 2,000 young people in our city applying for FAFSA, and just like seeing the work continue, even though we are in unparalleled times, brings me a lot of joy.
The work is continued on behalf of all of the advocates and the students themselves. Baltimore City youth have proven over and over again just how strong and resilient they are. And this most recent test, as we're talking about COVID, they had to complete the semester and they had to graduate during this crisis. So that just goes to show how exceptional they all are. Is there anything that you would like to say directly to Baltimore students, the graduates, or the current college scholars?
You know, I thought about this, Patrice, and I really think that the message I want to send to those young people is how extremely special they are. They are completing all the things that you just talked about in unparalleled times. And the things that they've overcome, the stories that they have from this moment in time, one day will be a part of somebody else's survival guide. So I'm so glad and proud of how strong they are, and just know that the best days really are ahead of them.
Some of the people who are tuning in right now may be looking for ways to support CollegeBound's efforts. So if they do want to get involved, what would you suggest?
Two main ways. One, donate. Really, I mean, it's just being very simple. The college fee waivers, the college tours, the scholarships don't happen without donations. The second way, and no amount is too small, right? So $25 to $25,000 all makes a difference. The second way is to volunteer. Our young people are hungry for mentors, for those adults within our community to help them to understand their journey so they can understand their own journey. And so I think that those two main ways are ways that people can have a real impact this year.
Thank you so much, Alicia, for all that you do, for your leadership, for your guidance, and how we can all lend a hand to support Baltimore City students to and through college with CollegeBound. So thank you again. So good to see you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now we'd like to share with you a short video showcasing a cross-section of CollegeBound's work over the past year before events were canceled in the early spring because of the pandemic, in partnership with City Schools, school counselors, and teachers. We know that the students in this city are remarkable people, and when you support CollegeBound, this is what you're supporting.
Today we are elated to have approximately 25 colleges to join us for our annual college fair here for our 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th graders at Forest Park.
We're looking at all the different schools in the state and outside of the state.
I had conversations with a lot of college representatives to get a better picture of where I want to further my education.
So they'll get pamphlets, handouts, and just information about what it takes to get into their college or university. Really an opportunity to help somebody with the college application process because it is extremely overwhelming. I think it just brings college to life and it makes it a reality. Like, we're not talking about something that's years from now. We're talking about this is real. This could really be you going somewhere.
So today we're honoring those students that were in K through 8 that have entered the competition, whether through poetry, artwork, or an essay.
It's just really important to get kids this age thinking about their futures already and like imagining what they could be and how they could be that, and this is a great way to start that conversation.
The picture is me being a scientist. It's 3 poets and then a sentence. My poem's about me growing up and being a doctor.
Such beautiful young people.
Very excited for her, and I'm very proud for her, and I'm super excited to be here this morning.
I think it's important because it helps parents have that conversation and it helps teachers have that conversation.
And for her only to be in the 3rd grade and talking about going to college and higher achievements is wonderful.
We're the Maryland Book Bank, and we're just giving back to the community.
The program, we've been in existence for 3 years, so we have juniors, sophomores, and freshmen, so they get to come together and serve together. So this is a little bit like a family reunion and an opportunity to serve as well.
Giving back has always been my top priority. I feel as though whatever I have to pass down the knowledge, and just whatever I can give back to the people, I should always do that. So if it's a day, 2 days, a week, I would take that just to give back to the people for sure.
So many people have poured into our students, helping them make sure they get to college and get through college, that we want to offer some of that back to the people and organizations of Baltimore.
It's like we're all like a little family.
As though this is just the first step into, bigger and better things. This is just the first step in giving back to so many different communities.
I feel like if I didn't have CollegeBound, I probably wouldn't have went to college because I wouldn't know how to go.
On January 6th, we started our media campaign. We have billboards around the city which feature our Scholars of the Year for CollegeBound.
I started off as CollegeBound Student of the Week for my school, so I didn't expect this. They asked me to take a headshot, and I thought that was really it. And then Mr. O'Neill asked me, did I want to be in the campaign? And I was surprised because I didn't expect that. Just like, oh, really, me? Out of everybody, me? It feels really good because I feel like I worked really hard in high school to get good grades, and like it all paid off with a billboard.
We want to, first of all, highlight our scholarship portfolio. We want more students to apply for the scholarships that we manage, but we also want other people to see the positive things that are going on with the young people in Baltimore City.
I haven't seen it, so I'm excited.
The students love it, the community members love it, the staff members love it. I can't wait to see her face when she sees herself on a billboard.
Oh, look at me! Oh my gosh! That's me! Oh my gosh!
It is now my honor to introduce the 2020 Distinguished Alumni Award recipient, Dr. Darian Sin Carter. Darian was sitting in a scholars chair just a few luncheons ago, back in 2004 when he graduated from Dunbar High School. He's a former Scholar of the Week and competitive scholarship recipient. Darian was the first in his family to attend college. He earned a full scholarship to the University of Maryland College Park, where he graduated in 2008 with a degree in criminology and criminal justice. Darian returned to Baltimore and worked at CollegeBound as a college advisor at Dunbar while earning a master's degree in Homeland Security Management. In 2017, he earned a doctorate degree in educational leadership and is currently a professor of Homeland Security and Criminal Justice at Anne Arundel Community College. Congratulations, Dr. Sin Carter.
I am honored and humbled to receive an award from an organization that I hold near and dear to my heart. Today I'm reminded of the importance of the impactful work of this organization and significance of the experiences of its students and alumni. CollegeBound has served as a support system for me, which is necessary now more than ever, as important for us to lean in on our support group and to support each other as we battle the COVID-19 crisis and continue to fight for equity and equality for all. A few years ago, I had the pleasure of sharing my story at the CollegeBound Luncheon, just weeks after receiving my doctorate degree. Today, I'm excited to reconnect with familiar faces and connect with new faces, virtually of course. I not only believe in the comprehensive mission of CollegeBound, I've lived it and have committed my life's work to this very same mission. To college, through college. CollegeBound has always been there as a part of my village of support and extension of my family. It is because of CollegeBound that I and so many others had the support needed to attend college. I'm a first-generation college graduate, but I'm not the last. As many of you also journey into college as the first in your family, know that your CollegeBound family is here. Each year, CollegeBound provides over 8,000 one-on-one advising sessions, close to 1,000 SAT and ACT fee waivers, and over 4,500 college application fee waivers. CollegeBound hosts representatives from close to 40 colleges and universities at college fairs and Baltimore City high schools, and takes hundreds of students on college tours to see a college campus firsthand. In high school, this was the support I needed to navigate and actualize my dream of attending college. Each year, CollegeBound provides close to $3 million in scholarships to Baltimore City Schools graduates. While at the University of Maryland, CollegeBound provided me with a book award and scholarships, but also care packages and encouragement. CollegeBound provides college advising in 20 Baltimore City schools. And after I completed college, CollegeBound provided me with an opportunity to serve as a CollegeBound College Access Program Specialist, or CAPS, at my high school alma mater, Paul Launch Dunbar High School. It was through this experience that I recognized my calling for education, to support and build structures for student success. Today, I am the co-founder of 3 scholarship awards and founder of a mentoring program, supporting the next generation of scholars. CollegeBound has dynamic and exceptional alumni, many highlighted today in 32 spotlights to celebrate 32 years of CollegeBound serving Baltimore City school students. The CollegeBound Foundation Alumni Association provides lifelong support to alumni, and I'm excited to serve as the next Alumni Association president. Signature Alumni Association initiatives include the Alumni Panel Discussion, which occurred virtually this morning just before the luncheon began, College Decision Day, Alumni Pinning Ceremony, and the CollegeBound Alumni Association Scholarship Award. In lieu of this year's Alumni Pinning Ceremony, we will be mailing pins to this year's recent college graduates to welcome them to the CollegeBound Foundation Alumni Association. Congratulations to this year's CollegeBound Alumni Association scholarship recipient, Karen Gahutapitsi, who just graduated from Vivian T. Thomas Medical Arts Academy and will be attending Notre Dame of Maryland University. As I conclude, I'd like to say thank you for your recognition, thank you to CollegeBound's donors and supporters, and congratulations to the class of 2020.
Thank you, and congrats again, Dr. Sin Carter. Now, let's meet some of our stars today. This year's CollegeBound Scholars of the Week. Now, as you know, CollegeBound employs full-time college access program specialists, or CAPS, who work year-round on-site in over half of Baltimore City public high schools. Throughout the year, CollegeBound selects one graduating senior from each of these high schools as its CollegeBound Scholar of the Week. And if you watch Fox 45, you've probably seen the 30-second profiles on each student. A few were created at home during the pandemic, not by the Fox 45 film crew going to the schools, and they turned out really well, thanks to the scholars, their families, and the Fox 45 production team for their creativity. Now, each of these scholars has worked closely with their CollegeBound advisor, and now we're going to hear from both scholar and advisor in their own words. Of these Scholars of the Week, one Scholar of the Year is chosen. This year's Scholar of the Year is the last scholar featured in the following video montage. At the end of the Scholar of the Week videos, stay tuned to hear an address from this year's CollegeBound Scholar of the Year.
Hello, my name is Dave Swiderk, President and CEO of CQ, Maryland's largest credit union. On behalf of the CQ family, we want to congratulate the CollegeBound Scholar of the Week.
Art is important to me because it's a way that I can express myself freely. Art is a healing process.
She's ambitious, she shows humility, and she's very kind. With those 3 qualities, I think she's going to go far.
I plan to go to an art college to study animation or illustration.
Being Scholar to the Week means everything to my family.
He's a 3-sport athlete and also a member of the student government.
Being a leader is all about self-awareness and seeing myself as a leader.
He continues to strive to be the best he can be and is a great example for our students.
I plan on going to University of Maryland, Eastern Shore to study kinesiology.
Future holds whatever Kobe wants because he's that good.
Amira is a standout student. She is the valedictorian of her class and has a strong academic prowess.
The CollegeBound has provided opportunities in visiting colleges, the college process with applications. I plan to attend Harrisburg University and I plan to study biomedical engineering.
Jay stands out here at Maryville because she seems to be part of the fabric of the school.
I'm passionate about learning because I believe that knowledge is power.
She believes that education is key to success and the road to a positive future.
I want to go to college and study speech pathology. I just want to make an impact on the world. The sky's the limit and I have so many aspirations and dreams.
My mother, she inspires me to succeed because the struggle, basically. Struggle, that makes me want to do better so we can be better.
I think George does so much because he knows a lot is expected of him and he knows it's going to make him, more prepared for the future and ultimately a better man.
I want people to see black men for what they really are and not what they think we are. We really are good people.
Serene will be a light that his family and his community needs.
I want to be successful because I want my family to experience the happiness and fullness of life.
I always tell him that hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard, and that's what sets him apart because he's a hard-working, resilient kid.
I want to bring change to underserved communities to make their lives better.
I care about my education and I care about students' rights.
Yashin shows determination and perseverance. She defies the odds of what city students face and also overcomes the barriers.
As SGA Vice President, we want to show people that we care about our city and we want to make a difference in our community.
I know she will exceed all expectations because she already has. She will be a future leader.
Education is the key to my future.
Being the first in my family to go to college feels great because it will help me as well as my family.
Leilani is unique because she already had her roadmap to success planned since her junior year.
I put 100% in what I do is because I'm a leader and I set this expectation for myself.
She is an example for others to follow. There are very few people who have the it factor, and she's one of them.
Haiti was introduced to soccer at a very young age. She watched her dad play.
I balanced it all by staying focused and managing my time well. My teachers, friends, and family inspired me to succeed.
Haiti is destined for greatness because she understands her purpose in life.
I want to be a better person in life and be a role model to others.
I pride myself on getting good grades because I value the importance of education, especially in the Black community.
Sometimes teenagers get a bad rap for being irresponsible. Taylor's the total opposite. She has a very bright future.
My dream is to help exonerate those who have been falsely accused and to advocate against systemic racial injustice.
She truly wants to make the world a better place for everybody.
He is a great leader because of his charisma and empathy.
Me being the student body president inspires me to have a voice for people who don't.
Jamal understands that accountability leads to success.
Academic excellence and perfect attendance is important to me because it helps me become a well-rounded person and succeed in life.
He is a perfect role model for the other students in the building.
Focused on her schoolwork and career goals, Rayanne Garvey is driven by her inner strength with the goal of being admitted to the nursing program at Coppin State University and a dream to become a registered nurse. Rayanne Garvey is a ray of hope in tough circumstances, ready to take on the world and succeed.
On behalf of Excel Academy at Francis M. Wood, we congratulate Rayanne Garvey.
Lachey Hudson, a go-getter, unafraid to step out of her comfort zone. With plans to attend an HBCU majoring in pre-med, she wants to be a pediatrician. She uses her challenges as defining turning points to help guide her successfully into her future. The sky is the limit for Lachey.
On behalf of Achievement Academy, we congratulate Lachey Hudson.
Marquise McKelvin, a well-rounded student balancing academics, extracurricular activities, and ranked #1 in his class. Known as a quiet force, he is humble, respectful, and goal-driven. Marquise plans to attend college and become a great success.
New Era Academy would like to congratulate Marquise McAlvin.
Tiana Battle is self-motivated and gives her all in everything she does. A leader in her school and community, her goal is to make Baltimore better now and in the future. Tiana gives up her weekends to do community service and plans to pursue a career in criminal justice. She will be a part of the solution. Tiana Battle is CollegeBound. Jamal Jackson Jr. has a strong sense of confidence and is a true leader among his peers. As a valedictorian, he is a critical thinker, leading by example. With his top-notch intelligence and charming personality, there is no doubt Jamal will accomplish all of his dreams.
On behalf of Frederick Douglass High School, we congratulate Jamal Jackson.
Shaquille's a trailblazer. He's clearing a path not just for himself, but for others who, like him, haven't had all the advantages.
My grandmother motivates me to be successful because she wants better for me than she had for herself.
I have no doubt he will stay curious and never lose his love for learning.
The future holds for me a career in public health where I get to eliminate health disparities in Baltimore City.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shai Morrison, and it is an honor to be here before you all as the 2020 CollegeBound Scholar of the Year. It's unfortunate that due to COVID-19, we cannot have the luncheon in person, but I get to deliver my speech virtually to you all nonetheless. Today, I will showcase the journey and challenges I took on before today. First, I was born and mostly raised in Baltimore, Maryland. When I was 4, my father was murdered. Since then, I've been raised by amazing women in my life. My mother was, and still is, a hard worker, and she made sure my older brother, 2 younger sisters, and I were cared for. I went to Walter P. Carter, a majority black elementary school that was deprived of many resources. In my 2nd grade math class, I remember learning operations and being able to do them in my head easily. This is when my passion for learning started. Around 3rd grade, my mother began working at my school as lunch staff. Having her so close was a blessing sometimes. Around 5th grade, she transferred to Roland Park. I didn't want her to leave me, so I asked if I could go there for middle school. Unbeknownst to me, this was the best decision I've made. She was able to get me into the advanced academics program at Roland Park. Here, I was given a wealth of resources and the learning style I needed. The academics were challenging, and that pushed me to learn. On the other hand, a class and culture shock occurred. I was going from predominantly black and low-income elementary school to a predominantly white school with a range of incomes. It's unfortunate that I had to go to a wealthy school in a different neighborhood across the city to receive a good education. Still, I cherished every minute of it. During 7th grade, I started understanding that I was different than those around me. I am gay and trans non-binary. Wanting to become more comfortable with my sexuality and find a group I could fit into, I joined the Gay Straight Alliance. Here, I learned how to advocate for myself and others and what activism looks like. I remember visiting other middle schools and advocating for students to start a GSA at their school. My passion for activism was born here. At this time, I also met my best friend, Antoinette. Since 7th grade, we've been a dynamic duo, side by side, and dressed to match at all events. Antoinette also introduced me to college. She was obsessed with New York and NYU, and her obsession rubbed off on me. College wasn't on my radar then, as I was just going through life. I then began searching for colleges and came upon Columbia University. At the time, New York and an Ivy League education attracted me. Since then, Columbia has been the goal I've strived for, but I had to get through high school first. In 8th grade, the time to pick a high school came. In class, I would doodle city plans and bridge designs, which led me to have an interest in civil engineering. This led me to rank Poly first and start pursuing a career in urban planning. I remember the day the letter arrived at my house, and I was really eager to open it and find out if I had got in. In the car, I opened the letter with my grandmother and we hugged and celebrated my acceptance. After graduating middle school, my immediate family moved out of the city and I was left with a choice. I could live with my grandmother in the city and attend Poly, or move to a different county and attend a district high school. Obviously, I chose to stay in the city and attend my dream school. This was a big decision for me as I put my education first. I traded living with my siblings and mother for a quality education at Poly and caring for my grandmother. I do not regret my decision as I wanted to be there for her, but I also knew I was meant to be at Poly. Entering Poly, I was excited for what the next 4 years would turn me into. I tried out for cheerleading in 9th grade and loved it. Here, I was given a way to start using my voice and gaining confidence. Doing stunts at cheer, or as you know them, pyramids, the only way it will hit is if everyone is fearless and confident in their abilities. I took this aspect from cheer and began applying it to my life. I became much more fearless and gained a lot of confidence. This is when I also discovered Merit Health Academy, a program I would learn about healthcare disparities across the country and how they affect our community's health. I took a leap of faith and applied. To my surprise, I made it through all the rounds of applications and was chosen to be a part of the 2020 cohort. At Merit, I met more high school students from across the city with a range of goals, ideas, and talents. Merit took my passion for activism and gave me chances to apply it. I got to do plenty of community work because of them. I got to lead my own community-based research project where I surveyed the quality of the Baltimore City science curriculum, and I got to shadow doctors and nurses at Johns Hopkins. I also got many chances to tell my story in front of many. Merit also introduced and helped me apply to a summer program at MIT called MITES, a Minority Introduction to Technology, Engineering, and STEM. Here, my passion for learning flourished because I got to take MIT-level STEM classes and participate in many academic events. The workload was a lot, and I had to learn to be independent in my life and my studies. Being alone in those 6 weeks at MIT has prepared me for the transition to becoming independent. While at MITES, I made many friends that I still talk to and depend on. One of the friends I made is currently a junior at Columbia University, and he pushes me to combine my passion for learning and activism. Colby King has taught me that I cannot be just an engineer with only engineering credits, but I must also be a humanitarian. This is the reason I currently plan to major in bioengineering and minor in African American studies. In order to create solutions to the issues the Black community faces, I must understand and contextualize the issues we currently face. After MITES, I entered senior year of high school super excited to apply everything I've learned over the summer. At the end of junior year, my CollegeBound advisor, Ms. Green, and school counselor, Ms. Wickham, encouraged me to participate in a CollegeBound sponsored college tour. We visited Columbia, UPenn, Swarthmore, and NYU. When the day came to visit Columbia and I arrived on campus, I experienced euphoria. The campus is placed in the beautiful and busy New York City, but it still felt isolated. This blend was perfect as I couldn't leave the city life, but I wanted a close-knit campus. I had to visit again, so at the beginning of the school year, I applied to the Columbia Engineering Experience, a fly-in program for prospective Columbia engineering students. I was given a spot to attend and I counted down for the day to visit my dream college again. While it's there, I learned about Columbia's Engineering for Humanities initiative. This kind of engineering has described exactly what I've been looking for. Engineering that includes all of the humanities left out of most curriculums. Humanities being left out is a reason a lot of STEM fields ignore ethnic minorities and queer people when creating solutions to everyday problems. Lack of solid humanities is the reason a lot of racial, class, gender, and many more disparities continue to exist in education, healthcare, incarceration, and many more systems our society has created. Engineering for Humanities instilled confidence that I would go to college and become an agent for change in my community. For this, I applied on a binding contract to Columbia. In December, I got my decision. I propped my laptop in the dining room and opened it alone in case there wasn't good news. I was accepted, and a feeling of relief and happiness filled me. All of the hard work I've done throughout high school paid off and came in the form of my first choice. Dreaming of this place since middle school as a first-generation low-income student seemed impossible, yet I made it possible. I immediately told everyone that waited for the news and took the day to celebrate myself. I thanked everyone for the support they've given me thus far. That got me to the next chapter, college. To my mother, thank you for supporting me throughout this journey. Thank you for bearing with me through the headache that is FAFSA. Thank you for allowing me and guiding me to make the best decisions for myself. To my grandmother, thank you for giving me space while I worked away at hours of schoolwork and college essays. To Antoinette, thank you for always being by my side throughout the craziness that is life. Thank you for the many stress-relieving adventures we went on. We may be going to colleges in different states, but you can expect visits. Good luck at UNC Chapel Hill. To my friends, thank you all for being the shoulder I could lean on when things got rough. I wish you all the best on your college journeys. To Merit, thank you all for the support thus far. And to my counselor, Ms. Wickham, CollegeBound advisor, Ms. Green, and all of Poly staff, thank you all for the support and guidance. Lastly, to CollegeBound, thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my story and for believing in me. And now to all of you, thank you for watching and listening to my story. Our generation has been given the world's most pressing and ominous problems. which have been handed down by previous generations for us to solve. For this, our generation is pretty awesome. I fully believe we are capable of taking on issues like systemic racism, climate change, poverty, and world hunger. Even in the midst of a global pandemic, I have seen people of my age organizing Black Lives Matter protests and educating others on the systemic racism Black people face. I have taken it upon myself to organize easily accessible materials into a shareable reading list. This reading list does a great job of educating others on our cause. We have the will to solve these issues so the next generation can have it easier. We are the fearless generation. Thank you.
What's going on, everyone? This is Torrey Smith, and I wanted to say congratulations to the class of 2020. I know this year didn't go the way you wanted it to be, at least finish the way you wanted it to because of COVID-19. It's thrown a wrench into everyone's plans, and there's good news and there's bad news in that. Obviously, the bad news is there's a lot of pain and suffering and loss and death around us, but the good news is you finally completed your ultimate goal. Some of you are moving on to college, and some of you are moving on to start the real world. And it's something that this pandemic that we're going through right now will teach you a little bit about life. That sometimes things come at you that you just aren't prepared for. And it's not so much about what happens to you, but it's about how you adjust to it. I remember when I left the University of Maryland a little bit early. I graduated, but I left a little bit early to enter the NFL draft. And it was a lockout that year. What a lockout meant was basically kind of what they're doing now, where you weren't at the facility, we weren't able to communicate with the coaches, and I wasn't getting paid. So I left college uncertain if I would be picked. Thankfully I was picked, and I had no clue when we were gonna start and when I was gonna actually be able to earn income. So I'm going back and forth, I'm kind of second guessing my plans, thinking I should have stayed in school and been a little bit sheltered, but obviously they got it all figured out and we were able to play. It was a stressful time, but the final result was what I wanted. I was able to be drafted by the Baltimore Ravens. Fast forward to that right now, I had an injury and I ended up retiring a little bit early. Well, I retired, I graduated from Maryland, I received my master's from the University of Miami, my MBA, thinking that, all right, I'm ready for the real world now. Football is just a small phase of my life and I'm ready to get it going. Well, just like you, COVID-19 threw a wrench into my plans as well, and I'm telling myself and listening to myself as I'm telling you, it's not about what happens to you, it's about how you adjust. You just gotta weather this storm and know that better days are ahead, not just because we're gonna be better as people, but because you worked hard for the opportunity that's gonna be presented to you in the future. So y'all stay focused, continue to work, and continue to stay safe, and we'll get through this. All the best to you guys in the future.
Thank you very much to Torrey Smith, a true Baltimore champion on and off the field, for his wise and encouraging remarks. My name is Cassie Motz, and I am the Executive Director of the CollegeBound Foundation. On behalf of my 33 colleagues on the CollegeBound staff team, as well as our Board of Directors, I want to congratulate all graduating seniors, both high school seniors and college seniors. This is no doubt an uncertain time to be heading to college, whether virtually or in person, or entering the workforce. But as we've seen in the program today, Baltimore's students are extraordinary. You are resilient, creative, and intelligent. As our Scholar of the Year, Shai Morrison, said, your generation is well equipped to tackle the global challenges you are inheriting. I'd like to take a minute to congratulate not only the seniors, but all the people who have been by their sides. Thank you to all the moms and dads, grandparents, aunts and uncles, friends, mentors, and coaches. Thank you to the dedicated CollegeBound advisors and school counselors, to the teachers and college professors, to the high school principals and college presidents, and to everyone who has supported Baltimore's scholars in their journeys to and through college. This has been a particularly trying 4.5 months since the onset of the coronavirus, and all of us have relied on our support networks more than ever. This is an unprecedented time for our country and our city. We are battling a global pandemic, a pandemic that disproportionately affects our communities of color. And at the same time, we are grappling with the centuries-old injustice of racism. What are we as a city and we as individuals, doing to dismantle systemic racism? What are we doing to expand opportunity for everyone, regardless of zip code? Many agree that one answer is to invest in our city's young people. At CollegeBound, we invest in Baltimore students in several ways. Our team works in 20 city public high schools to provide college advising to students, many of whom are the first in their families to apply to college. We take students on college bus tours, convene college fairs in the high schools, and help with the complicated financial aid and college application processes. Every year, we award close to $3 million in college scholarships to city schools graduates. And we stay with our students during college and beyond. Our college completion program offers city schools graduates continued financial support and advising during college. We provide adult and peer mentors, on-campus liaisons, and workshops and community service activities across the city during college breaks. The program is now completing its third year, with the oldest cohort of students about to enter their senior year of college. 91% of the students who began the program the first year are still enrolled in college, on track to graduate next year, their senior year. And 88% of the students overall in the program are still in college. At the outset of the pandemic, our team swiftly transitioned to virtual advising in strong partnership with city schools. We used technology to counsel our high school and college scholars and are continuing to do so throughout the summer. When college campuses closed and students lost access to their dorms, dining halls, and part-time jobs, we were able to support students through CollegeBound's emergency fund. So far, we have granted 53 emergency funding requests. Most requests have been for grocery assistance. This summer, working hand in hand with city schools, we are particularly focused on staying in close touch with graduating high school seniors to help them navigate the uncertainty of the fall semester. There are many ways to join CollegeBound in our efforts. Of course, financial contributions are always appreciated, but you can also give of your time. This spring, over 100 community volunteers evaluated CollegeBound college scholarship applications from a virtual setting. If you're in a position to do so, please consider hiring a CollegeBound alumnus. If you haven't had a chance already, please take a look at the CollegeBound Alumni Profiles box in the top center of the Luncheon website. These 32 alumni profiles are terrific, and they are just a small sampling of the thousands of incredibly talented CollegeBound alumni. At CollegeBound, we collaborate very closely with our colleagues at Baltimore City Schools and at local universities, particularly with their admissions and financial aid offices. Every year, we honor 3 of our outstanding partners with awards. The first award is for Baltimore City Schools Principal of the Year. This year's winner is a first-year principal in Baltimore. She quickly established herself as a champion for her students, particularly as they plan for life beyond high school. Drawing on lessons learned from her experience as a principal in Washington, D.C., she worked throughout the year to ensure that all of her students have an opportunity to attend college, regardless of any barriers they may face. She also has been a great mentor to her staff, which often turns to her for sound advice grounded in research and data, especially in the field of college access. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Yatunde Reeves from Paul Laurence Dunbar High School. The second award is for Baltimore City Schools School Counselor of the Year. This year's winner is often described as selfless and supportive. She is a total team player who juggles many tasks at once, such as counseling students one-on-one, adjusting students' schedules, handling transfer paperwork, and mailing transcripts to colleges. She is appreciated by everyone at her school, particularly the first-year CollegeBound advisor there who nominated her for this award. Please join me in congratulating Mrs. Lachey DeBeek from Vivian T. Thomas Medical Arts Academy. The final award is the Bernard Winder College Representative of the Year Award. This award is voted on by all 20 of my colleagues who work with our city's high school students and college admissions officers. It is a way to thank a college admissions officer who truly goes above and beyond. This year's winner is known for her personalized follow-up after meeting students on a college tour or at a college fair in their school gym. She takes the time not only to talk in depth with high school seniors, but also with the juniors. She sits down with them one-on-one and gives them advice about what to tweak in their application to improve their chances of admission. And when she sees a junior who improves senior year, will get in touch with them to personally congratulate them. Please join me in congratulating this year's winner, Ms. Janelle Harris from Coppin State University, her alma mater. Congratulations to all 3 of our winners. And thank you to all of our partners in Baltimore City schools and local universities. Thank you also to all of our supporters and volunteers, to our Alumni Board and Alumni Association, and to our very engaged and forward-looking Board of Directors. And a huge thank you to my 33 colleagues on the CollegeBound staff team. Your passion and hard work are making a difference in the lives of our city's great students. It is now my honor to introduce our final speaker. He is a CollegeBound alumnus and now a CollegeBound board member. He grew up in Park Heights and graduated from Mervo. He earned his political science degree from St. Mary's College of Maryland and almost immediately put that degree to use when he was elected to the Baltimore City Council at age 27, one of the youngest people ever elected to citywide office. Last year, his peers unanimously elected him City Council President. And last month, the voters of Baltimore City elected him to be the Democratic nominee for Mayor of Baltimore. It is truly a pleasure to introduce Baltimore City Council President and Democratic nominee for Mayor of Baltimore, Brandon Scott.
Thank you, Cassie, for that wonderful and kind introduction. The CollegeBound Foundation means the world to me. I would not be here today. I would not be where I am. I would have never went and graduated to college were it not for the CollegeBound Foundation. I often say that CollegeBound is the greatest thing I was ever forced into because I didn't optionally decide to join CollegeBound. My CollegeBound counselor at high school at Mervo and my track coach forced me into it in 9th grade. And it forever changed not just my life, but my family's life. This organization provided the opportunity for me to attend St. Mary's College of Maryland, where I honed my want and needs and desire to serve the city of Baltimore and learn everything I needed to know to put me on that path. But it's not just about me. When I think about the great work of this organization, I think about all of my friends, all of the alum that we have seen come through this great program that come back to Baltimore and work every day to make our city a better place. They are doctors, lawyers, teachers, police officers, principals, business owners. This organization will be tied to the success of the greatest comeback story in the history of American cities because CollegeBound helps provide what most young people in Baltimore are lacking. No, we do not lack the talent, the education, the ability, but the opportunity. And that's what CollegeBound provides, the opportunity for young people from a great city who may come from tough backgrounds to actually realize their true potential. And I am forever grateful for CollegeBound, not just for me, but more importantly, for the citizens in the city of Baltimore. Young people, know that you also are great. You are coming from greatness. You are a part of a great organization and program, and we expect that from you. But know that you have a whole counterpart of young people and now not so young people like myself who have came through CollegeBound, who will always be here for you, who are always there for you to lean on, who will always try to make you be more successful than we ever were able to be. But know it comes with responsibility. When you are a CollegeBound alum, we expect you to give back. We expect you to come back. We expect you to be great. We expect you to pull up the next generation because that's what this organization has done. Pulled up generations of people and young people in Baltimore to help them realize their true and greatest selves. That's my only advice to you. Never forget where you came from. Always come back to Baltimore. Always help CollegeBound. Remember what it did for you and help CollegeBound and Baltimore be greater by helping the next generation. Thank you.